All right, we're back for another episode of The Fighter's Table. It's your host, Shawn Chase, and I'm here with my man, Jamahal Sweet Dreams Hill.
What's going on, brother? How you
How's it
doing?
going, my brother? Thanks for taking the time to come hang out with us. You and I have done a few podcasts together now. I think this is like number 4 now, from either doing them together or doing it on my show or going on a different show. We've done a few together now, so I feel like you're my number one guest out of everyone I always bring on here.
Yeah, it's been a few.
So tell me, it's Super Bowl weekend. How's the rehab coming along? The leg and everything?
Everything's good. I'm already back, working my way back into training, working my way back into starting a full camp. I've been sparring at a full go. I've done some rolling at a full go, and everything's looking good.
And you're no stranger to injury, like, you know, obviously, like your arm with the Paul Craig fight. So you, like, talk to me about like what kind of mindset you got to go through and the patience you got to have to deal with these injuries and stay motivated and disciplined and work your way back. Because you've done it, like, I mean, you came back from the last injury, won the belt, you know, so now you're doing the same thing again since, you know, you were kind enough to give the belt up to the next guys in line. So now you're going to, you know, get back there. Like, talk to me how, you know, the mindset you go through to kind of work your way back through these injuries.
You just got to stay focused. You got to stay locked in, have a goal, and stay locked in on that. Like, for me, it's easy for me to know how I felt and the level that I felt at before injury and things like that, and that's what I'm striving to get back to, and then exceed.
And what's the hardest point? Is it like the first, like, a couple weeks where you're like really immobile and you're told not to do anything? Is that like the hardest point in the recovery process?
That's its ups and downs throughout the whole process. You know, on some days, you know what I mean, you may feel like, all right, this is nothing, it's just a challenge, and you're excited to meet the challenge head on and see what you made of. And some days it's just longer and it just seems like it's not going anywhere, and you wonder, you just one of those ones with the bad story at the end of it. So yeah.
So tell me, you're coming back. What's the fight you want? Do you want to fight someone and then the belt, or you want to go straight back to what's rightfully yours, the title shot?
Right back to what's rightfully mine.
And are you now? Obviously, Pereira is the champ right now. Is that who you wanted to fight before the dust settled and he became the champ?
I wanted to fight everybody. You know, I didn't want Pereira and Jan to fight each other because Yuri, because I wanted to fight Yuri.
Right.
I wanted to fight Yuri, and then I wanted Pereira to be there for me after that, and then Magomed and all of that. So, you know, I had a plan that I wanted to fight everybody. So I would have preferred to have it that way, but it is what it is.
And how are we looking for your comeback right now? I mean, I hear all kinds of reports. The media says this and that. You know, why don't you tell everybody, like, realistically, when is it looking like you're ready to, you know, to maybe
second quarter
to see you again? What is it?
Second quarter of the year.
Second quarter. So it's coming up. It's coming up pretty quick.
Quarter of the year,
that was a fast recovery, like less than a year, right?
I mean, not really. For me, it's been a long road. It's been a lot of work to get to where I am, and I still got some work to do. But
tell me, I know you changed some things up. You've moved to Vegas, right? You got a new place in Vegas now. You're here a lot. How long you been in Vegas for?
Been in Vegas since the injury.
Really?
When I relocated out here so I could get with the team at the UFC and at the PI and everybody, so I could get right on it and attack it the right way and make sure I would recover fully.
So how you like Vegas? How is it? Is it like how you thought? Is it different? I know one thing
Vegas is Vegas, bro.
I've been visiting, but how is it like living?
All the time. I come out here all the time. So it's like whenever I felt like coming to Vegas, I used to come to Vegas.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah. I mean, you haven't experienced like the summers though, right? Have you? The 115-degree brutal summers.
Yeah, I've been out here for the summer too.
I've
had to fight out here during the summer.
Yeah.
I've had I signed with the UFC back in about 5 years ago. Right. So since then, I've been back and forth to Vegas that entire time.
You're not homesick? You don't miss being in Michigan full time?
They in a frozen tundra, bro. I'm good.
Right.
I'm chilling.
So I know you were very vocal. You're a big football guy as well. Detroit Lions had a hell of a season. Tell me, do you think they're going to come back even stronger this next season?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I noticed the culture change last year, you know, and I knew we would show different lions than what we had, from what we had been in the past. And they did a great job of that. You know, Aiden Hutchinson, shout out to him, and all those guys on the defensive side of the ball. Jared Goff, Jameer Gibbs, the rookie, Laporta, Williams. You know, just all those guys, bro. All those guys, bro. They showed up, bro. They showed up and they played their hearts out.
How great was that feeling when you guys beat the Rams and you guys got that big win? I know, like as a football fan, I just love seeing it for the city of Detroit, seeing all the fans. Like, it was, you know, it was like, it's been so long to see them be able to like enjoy it and get that victory and that feeling. I know it's probably had to be the same for you, right? Because, you know, you grew up.
It was a good feeling. I grew up watching the Lions, so I remember all the hard times and things like that. So it was good to get a playoff win, carry some momentum over, and have a bright future to look forward to. And I think that's what we got with the guys that we got.
Right. So obviously the fight's coming up with Pereira. That's the fight you want. You want your belt back. Looking past that, let's just say you and Pereira match up, you get your belt back. What's next?
What's next after Pereira?
What's that?
I'm gonna focus on just that right now, just getting my belt back.
Just getting your belt back. That's the only focus right now, right?
That's the only thing that matters right now is getting my belt back.
Right. Yeah, and what made you? Because I know, you know, when you got injured, you did the most honorable thing. And we know. I think you and Yuri were the only guys in history that have done that. You know, you see a lot of guys that are like, no, I won the belt, I'm going to sit out for a year, make an interim belt, have them, you know, kill time that way. But you did, like, the most honorable thing. You're like, no, you know what? Let the next guys fight for it, have their moment, I'll come back and win my belt. What led you to make that decision? And
it was just playing ball, bro.
It was just part of how you are. There was no thinking process to it. You didn't have to talk to anybody. That was just
playing ball, bro.
Right.
That's what made sense.
And talk me through when you first won the belt. Like, 'cause I know that was such a, like, seeing you that emotional. Like, you're always, like, we've hung out, you're always so poised and serious. So seeing you get that moment, you know, that moment you worked for your whole life. And, you know, you were very adamant about all the guys, your day ones, giving them that platform, carrying them with you. Do you think winning the belt again is going to measure up to that feeling like winning it the first time? Or is it going to be like, no, I did it, this is my belt, I'm just getting back what's rightfully mine?
I don't know. You know, the first time it was like it was something that I had never experienced before. You know, so I don't know if you can really top that first time, but we're gonna see.
What's one thing, since you just said right now that you can't top that feeling, what's one thing that, like, you've accomplished so much in the UFC in a pretty short time? Like, what's one thing where you're like, yo, that's one of the dreams or one of, like, you know, the goals I haven't checked off yet that I want in my career?
Make $100 million.
$100 million?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the first thing you'd do if you won $100 million?
You said what?
What's the first thing you'd buy if you won $100 million?
Nothing.
Nothing? First purchase. What's the first purchase you do? You just want 100 mil?
Yeah, you win $100 million, bro. It's a funny thing I realized. Whenever you start getting money like that, people give you shit for free.
That's very true. Yeah, that's very true. A little bit of fame, a little bit of money, and then all of a sudden everything starts coming.
So there you go. I want to get money. I want to get money to get free shit.
I like it. So tell me, all right, you just got this new Timex deal.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it.
It's a smooth deal. You know, we locked it in. We've been talking about it for a while, and
they're the official watch partner of the UFC.
So
that's big that you're one of the big athletes that they're going with, since they already have the UFC to go in. You know, I guess it's sort of like Monster. They're one of the biggest sponsors for the UFC, and you see them go and curate which fighters they want.
I don't fuck with Monster.
I know you don't, but like, you know, but it's similar. Like, they're the official time partner of the UFC, and you're their big their big acquisition that they just signed with. Were you a Timex fan before you made the deal?
I wore Timexes before. You know,
really?
Everybody, you know, you go up
that's
just
awesome.
On the honest living and thing. It's a nice, stylish watch for, you know what I mean, for everyday hard working men, you know, and just all levels. So they got luxury level, they got different levels of however you want it to fit, however your style is.
Right. That's cool. That's cool.
I'm all about the swag. Taking something, throw it together, make it look nice.
It is. Well, you got the swag, man. I've told you that multiple times when we've hung out. So you started your own podcast, correct?
Yeah.
It's called the War Council, correct?
That's one of the shows off of my channel on my YouTube.
That's one of your shows. Okay, so tell me about the podcast then.
Podcast is a Champ Chat podcast. It's pretty much whenever I want to talk on a topic and things like that, just have a conversation,
and
chat out to people, put some ideas out there.
Right, and you're so popular on social media. You're very engaged. You do a lot. What made you, I mean, actually, now that I think about it, you've always been very engaged, but what made you now kind of bet on yourself? And I see you doing a lot more of your own shows and segments. And, we're so used to seeing fighters kind of outsource and go and sign with people, but you're doing it all in-house. Like, have you always been this creative type where you're just creating your own content and making your own stuff and coming up with your own projects?
Yeah, that's always been the goal, just to let my mind work and just see what it creates. I like creating new things. I like different show ideas, creating different content and just things like that. So
when are we going to see a Jamahal Hill show on like UFC Fight Pass?
I don't know.
Good idea, right?
I don't put a couple ideas out there already. Hopefully I don't get X'd out of the project, and they move on with somebody else or some shit like that. But we'll see.
Right. So tell me, you go to Power Slap all the time. You're a fan, right?
Well, I've been to 1 to 2 shows.
Couple. What do you think of it?
In person is some crazy shit.
It's so exciting in person,
it's
right?
Crazy, bro. It's crazy shit in person. It's a lot different. The experience in person is a lot different than what you might think. Like, it's just people slapping the shit out each other. It is.
It is.
But
people just slapping more
the shit
to
out
it. Yes.
But the fans and the people in the crowd there are fucking insane.
And on all of it,
the energy,
the theatrics that the fighters bring in. when they're walking up, it's a fun show. You gonna go to today's Power Slap matches or no?
Nah. But I was behind the 8 ball I've been locked into my thing, trying to get my thing done.
Yeah,
by the time I started hitting people like, oh shit, yo, I want to go. They're like, oh, we already filled it up. Everybody and their mama is here.
Everyone's in town.
Everybody's in town.
I have people I haven't spoken to in a year. Like, hey, you in Vegas this weekend? We're flying in. I mean, it's just, I think this will be the busiest weekend in Vegas's history, in my opinion.
One of them.
This will be what F1 wanted to be, but couldn't quite be.
I thought F1 was pretty good.
But I mean, they were building bridges and stuff for it. They're saying how it was going to be the most profitable.
It was cold though.
It was cold, but didn't Friday night, didn't something happen where like the event ended early and there was like lawsuits in place and all that stuff?
No, it ended at like 12:30 or something like that.
Right, but there was like something like
I was there.
You went to it?
I watched the race from the gallo.
How was it?
It was dope, bro. Shit, it was a good experience. Cool. Watched it with the team and everything like that.
Right.
They had their headsets, so you can hear on the walkie. You can hear like them talking to the driver and whatnot. So yeah, that shit was cool, bro.
So going back to Power Slap, can you see yourself? Obviously, you wouldn't, but can you see yourself being affiliated with it in some way outside of just attending and being a fan of it?
Hey, I already did pitch the idea for me and Kevin Holland to be the coaches. They got the coaches on the thing. I said, I think that would be entertaining.
Juggernaut.
I think we should do like a special guest celebrity coaches.
That's a good idea.
My slap team. Matter of fact, I'll go out and put together my own slap team, and I'll challenge Kevin's slap team. We both go put it together our own slap team.
That should be the new season of Power Slap.
You
guys.
We go out, we find our own Power Slap guys.
I like that.
We put together a team, and we have them compete.
I like that. That could actually be the next season.
I'm with it.
You heard it here first. It was Jamal's idea.
I literally just came up with that from that, but I did the coaching. Like the coaching part, I did text that to Dana.
The coaching thing, actually, I'm surprised that's not happening yet. That's a great idea. It's a cool way to like transition the two, and kind of an affiliate.
The Power Slap guys, bro, they're cool, bro. They love the UFC. They love the UFC fighters.
Power Slap guys are
respectful. They like. They're just excited to be there. And
one thing I love to see, like the Power Slap guys are all UFC fans, and like the UFC fighters, I see you guys are coming out to Power Slap. You guys are fans. I know
it's funny, bro. It's cool.
I know Sean Strickland's come out once or twice. You've come out a few times. It's
different shit. Bro.
I told Jalen Turner I'm trying to put him onto it. I'm like, yo, start watching it. It's really fun.
Yeah. Nah.
Have you? So actually, it's funny. Speaking of these organizations, we went to Karate Combat a couple months back. Have you been to that?
Karate combat.
Have you been to Karate Combat?
No.
So it's like they have a pit, and like the two guys, it's all striking. I mean, they have like rules with ground where it's like you have 5 seconds to do something on the ground, otherwise they stand it back up. But it's basically like you're in a pit. There's no seats. Everyone's just standing around the pit. And I mean, it just feels like one of those like 80s Street Fighter films, you know, and they're in the pit fighting, and it's fun. It is exciting. And if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's really cool. I think they travel. They're like a circus. They're in a different city every week, or every month. But next time they come out to Vegas, definitely check it out. I think I might have hit you up last time they were here, but I think you were busy. But that's something that's a fun one to check out as well. But yeah, besides UFC, what's the number one thing you watch sports-wise? Is it NFL?
Probably.
You're a big football guy?
Football.
What about basketball? I know you played basketball.
Yeah, I watch some basketball, but like,
What's
I don't know.
your team?
The NBA just kind of not the same.
NBA's changed.
It kind of
As a lifelong basketball player.
I don't get the same feel from the NBA like I used to. So
it's different.
I don't watch it as much.
Right.
But
the game's evolved in a different way.
Yeah.
Like in a way that I'm like doesn't resonate with me. You know, like we grew up playing it a certain way. We grew up like with 90s basketball, you know, like, and yeah, this new style is too run and gun for me. It's no defense, 3-point shooting,
it's too run and gun.
games.
It's just something, you know, I can't exactly say exactly what it is. It's just something not the same for me, and it kind of like,
right.
It don't bring that same exciting fan out of me as much as it did before. But I still watch football though. 100%.
Yeah. Who you got in the Super Bowl this weekend? What's Jamal Hill's Super Bowl pick?
What is the Super Bowl, bro?
It's right here. Who you got? Niners or Chiefs?
I got the Lions.
I know. I wish.
I got the Lions.
I was rooting for you guys.
I got.
I don't have a favorite team in football, so I'm
gonna sit this one out. People could say, "Hey, now as far as salty on this one," because like people use the definition of salty. It's been going around a lot online.
Yeah.
And like it's not exact. It is out of context. In that instance, I am salty.
I feel you, man. Especially the way you guys lost. That was controversial. That was very controversial. So we'll see. So what are your Super Bowl plans this weekend?
I'm gonna get with some of the guys. You know, we're gonna step out, do some things. I'm gonna hit some of a couple of my guys in town up, see what they want to do as far as the Super Bowl party. I might just go to somebody's Super Bowl party.
The parties are where it's at. Yeah. Who's gonna go and spend $30,000 and go to the game? It's insane, man. All right, last question.
If the Lions.
I would have pictured you'd be there for sure if the Lions were there. All right, last question. What's the rest of 2024 have in store for you? What's your ideal game plan for the year? How do you see yourself ending this year?
Going, getting my belt back, and then reigning. That's the only plan.
Yeah?
It's the only focus.
It's the only thing on your mind, huh? All right.
Simple man.
I love it. My man, thank you so much for taking the time on this busy weekend to come hang out with us. I really appreciate you. You know, this is, I think, the third or fourth time we've done a show together. We'll keep knocking them out, keep doing more together. And I'm looking forward to having your back and watching you go and win that belt back.
For sure, bro.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.